There are moments in life when everything falls apart. When the people you trusted become ghosts, when the plans you built turn to ash, and when the world turns its back on you. It's in those moments, the weak are destroyed, but the strong are reborn. The fire that was meant to destroy you becomes the very thing that shapes you. You rise, hardened, relentless, and the fire that forged you becomes a flame so powerful it will consume everything that stands in your way. No one sees the beginning of the storm. It starts quietly. A betrayal here, a failure there, little cracks in your armor that spread like poison. You wake up one day and realize you've been broken into 1,000 pieces. Everything you worked for, gone. The people you loved, nowhere to be found. You call out for help, but no one answers. And suddenly, you're alone. They thought breaking you was the end of the story. They thought you'd stay on the ground, begging for mercy. But here's what they don't understand. Broken people are dangerous people. Because when you've been torn apart, you have nothing left to lose. And when you have nothing left to lose, you become unstoppable. This is where you make the choice, stay shattered, or rebuild yourself piece by piece. You see, the fire starts small. A flicker of defiance, a whisper in your heart that says, I will not be defeated. That fire will consume your weakness. That fire will forge your power. The fire inside you isn't gentle. It isn't kind. It doesn't comfort you when you cry or offer you rest when you're tired. No, the fire is brutal. It demands sacrifice. It will burn away your excuses, your fear, and every weakness that holds you back. And that's when you realize this fire isn't your enemy. It's your ally. It's the voice in your head at 3 a.m. screaming, keep going. It's the burning in your chest when someone doubts you, mocks you, tells you you'll never make it. Every insult, every failure, they're fuel for the fire. And when the fire burns hot enough, it transforms you. This fire isn't for the faint of heart. Most people can't handle it. They give up when it gets hard. But you're different. You were born to walk through fire. You were made to endure what others couldn't. And when the fire has burned away everything holding you back, what's left is unbreakable. The fire they tried to use against you has become your greatest weapon. It burns in your veins. It fuels your every move. And when they see what you've become, they won't know whether to fear you or worship you. The greatest mistake they made was underestimating you. They thought you were weak because you fell. They thought you were finished because you stumbled. But what they didn't know was that you were gathering strength, waiting for the moment to rise again. And now, when you return, you won't just prove them wrong, you'll make them regret ever doubting you. Every insult, every laugh, every word meant to break you, it becomes your armor. Their doubt will feed your fire. And that fire, it will burn their lies, their judgment, their limitations to the ground. You will show them that the fire didn't destroy you. It transformed you. You will make them see that the pain they caused only made you stronger. And when they look into your eyes, they will see the fire that forged you, and they will know they created a force they cannot control. The return is the most beautiful part of the journey. The moment you rise from the ashes, unrecognizable to the people who tried to bury you. They will wonder how you survived, how you thrived. But they'll never understand, because they didn't walk through your fire. They didn't feel the flames licking at their soul. You did. And now, you're unstoppable. They thought you were done. They thought they won. But here you are, stronger, sharper, and more relentless than ever before. The fire didn't destroy you. It rebuilt you. And now, it's your time to rise. It's your time to conquer. And it's your time to make them see that the fire that forged you will burn them all. You are the fire. You are the storm. And you are the force they never saw coming. Now go and show them what you've become. I remember a time in my life when everything seemed to be falling apart. I was facing a challenge that felt insurmountable, and I didn't know how I was going to make it through. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of uncertainty, and I didn't know how to keep my head above water. But despite the fear and the doubt that was creeping in, I knew that I couldn't give up. I knew that I had to keep pushing forward, no matter how hard it got. As I looked around me, I realized that I wasn't alone. So many people around me were facing their own struggles, their own challenges. And I realized that we were all in this together. We were all fighting our own battles, and we were all trying to come out on top. And in that moment, something shifted inside of me. I realized that I wasn't just fighting for myself, I was fighting for all of us. I won't say it was easy. There were times when I felt like I was taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. There were times when I doubted myself, when I wondered if I was good enough, if I was strong enough. But I kept pushing forward. I kept grinding, I kept hustling, and I kept believing in myself. And slowly but surely, I started to see progress. I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. As I look back on that experience, I realized that it was a turning point in my life. It was the moment when I realized that I was capable of so much more than I ever thought possible. It was the moment when I realized that I was forged in the fire of my own struggles, and that I was stronger because of it. That's the power of adversity, my friends. That's the power of facing our fears and pushing through our doubts. When we're forced to confront our own limitations, that's when we have the opportunity to discover what we're truly made of. And I want to tell you, it's an incredible feeling. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? It's the realization that our struggles are not weaknesses, but strengths. They're not things to be hidden or ashamed of, but things to be proud of. They're the moments that shape us, that mold us, and that forge us into the people we're meant to be. This is your story. Your fire. Your power. They tried to bury you, but they didn't know you were a seed. Now, rise. Burn bright. And let the world feel your fire. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've got a story of transformation that you'd like to share, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content on overcoming obstacles and pushing past your limits. See you in the next video.